Lesson 1. Pre. In advance, before. Tending, caring for. Other sort of tending, inclined towards, leaning. And now with the above raw material straight out of Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary, we'll go ahead and reconstruct our own new and improved word because we can. Pretending. Being inclined towards taking care of ourself or something we care about in advance by exploring and playing with the power of images. That power of images, called visualizing, is none other than the old sort of pretending. So guess what? The old word gets to come along and be integrated into our new idea, pretending. Both definitions can inform our understanding of what it means to choose befriending ourselves, each other, and the world we live in. Our pretending is really just proactive caring using the power of holding a clear picture in our mind. We're choosing doing something today that we believe will be of benefit both today and in the future. We can prepare ourselves for a healthier, happier, more peaceful future by pretending of the new sort and include the type of pretending of the old sort that encourages us to use our imagination to hold images that are helpful to our learning. When we explore simple and subtle yoga activities, it turns out that holding pictures in our imagination, visualizing, is extremely helpful, especially when the brain is attempting to ask the muscles to do something unfamiliar. And the operative word is attempting. You see, the brain is persistent and quite determined to make behind-the-scenes attempt after attempt after attempt to try to learn how to match what the body is doing to the image we're holding in the mind's eye, our imagination. With each new attempt to match the body's behavior to a mental image that we're willing to hold, our very sophisticated sum total self, a living, breathing mind and body, makes teeny tiny, difficult to detect adjustments through a feedback system. This willingness to make repeated behind-the-scenes attempts to meet images works in our favor so long as the emotions are willing to be as patient as the brain is willing to be persistent. So long as we're living and breathing, our brain and nervous system don't give up trying to learn, but emotions sometimes do. In the yoga tradition, we often hear teachers and books use the word ego as the thing that gets in the way of learning. I myself much prefer the term emotions, for there's a Sigmund Freud sort of ego that's quite different from what the yogis mean when they say ego. To avoid that confusion of meaning, we'll use the term emotions. Interestingly, our emotions are both an obstacle that the mind overcomes, while at the same time a tool that the mind can use to motivate learning. We are so very interesting. For part of our pretending, we can decide our practice is a game, and we are the most fortunate recipients of an endless stack of unlimited do-overs. Do-overs are what those of us who grew up on Long Island call the extra turn that kids with 2 strikes against them ask for when a bug flies by just as they swing the bat and miss. If we graciously offer our own self unlimited do-overs when we sense we've missed the mark in learning anything, we can, without apology and maybe even a smile, give the brain and the body uncrowded space to learn. What causes the crowding then? What might be squeezing tight like a vice and limiting our learning and growing? 2 not-so-helpful aspects of our human nature. The rather harsh judge aspect and the I can't be bothered to wait for results aspect. Those 2 kids crowd out learning in adults. It turns out they're both made of sand and will crumble to be blown away in the winds of time if faced head-on with our bound and determined aspect and our drive to succeed at whatever we set out to do aspect. Images and unlimited do-overs are the name of the game in our pretending, and telling yourself, I am a 3-year-old trapped in a grown-up's body. For the muscle on-off system is kind of like a 3-year-old. Sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do, and other times it does what you don't want it to do. It also needs to learn to sit still, stop talking, and begin listening. Oh, and it's really good at playing pretend. In this week's exercises, which you'll find below, we'll enjoy exploring this new way of pretending caring for our future with the use of images. We'll explore soft belly breathing and keeping the jaw relaxed by playing crocodile. See ya!